Hi, boys and girls. You know, I think we've talked pretty much about how all plants make their own seeds, and those are like their babies. And of course, they want their babies to grow and be strong and healthy and continue that plant. So I started thinking about it, and I said, okay, well, imagine this is my plot of land. And I planted, let's say I planted an apple tree here, and it grows up tall and spreads its branches. And then it has all these apples on it, and those apples start falling off. So I got baby apple trees. The apples fell off, and everywhere an apple fell, a tree grew. One of its seeds grew. And I mean, that's just, a few. There are probably way more than that. And then those apple trees start growing. And then in a few years, these apple trees have babies that fall off around them. And then this one's still having babies. What do you notice happening? It's pretty crowded, right? The mother plant, when it makes seeds, wants to spread its seeds away. If the plant continues to drop its seeds right underneath it, it will have to compete with its babies. When I say compete, you're probably thinking like a baseball or a basketball game where you compete to win. Well, in nature, plants and animals compete for resources. So the plants, they need food and water from the soil, and they need light from the sun, and they need space to grow. And if they can't get all of those things, then they'll start to die. So when the plant makes its seeds, a lot of times those seeds have different structures or ways of being made that will help them spread their seeds. And I went ahead and grabbed a few different types of seeds. I know you guys have seen me with the milkweed pod. I still have it. I'm going to plant it when I get home. But oops, the seed fell off. I'll try to find one that is still attached. So, for example, this seed is attached to a bit of fluff, and the seed is very light. So when the milkweed pod cracks open in the fall and the winds are blowing, these little hairs act like little parachutes, and they catch in the wind and they float away from the mama plant. Other seeds, and some of these are not as good of examples of how they travel, but you have pine cones, and pine cones can kind of be picked up and carried away, and they have seeds inside of them. And sycamore balls. Sorry, that fluff from the milkweed. Sycamore trees, they have these, I think these are sycamore now that I'm saying it seems wrong, but some trees have these little things, and the seeds will pop out of them as they roll around. And one of the more famous ones that kids see, where did he go? Are the little maple seeds, the little helicopters. When these seeds form, which there are quite a few of them out right now, they fly. If you throw it up in the air, oh, and mine's a little haggard. Throw it up in the air, they flutter down. You didn't get to see that? Ah, I can't do it on the screen. They flutter down and away from the tree. The wind will blow and they'll be fluttering away. And I'm having trouble. Mine's a little rickety. I had to go look for one. But they spin around like a helicopter, and it helps the seed to float away from the tree. Now some of you are going to be like, wait, that doesn't look like any seed. Well, if you take off this outer shell, and mine's a little cracked, I found it outside, there was a seed inside of it, and mine got broken. So that would grow a maple tree. So there are tons and tons of ways that your seeds can travel. They can have little parachutes of fluff that they blow in the wind. They can flutter off away. I have a plant that's called a poppy, and a poppy looks like this when the flower dies. It's like a little pod, and it'll eventually burst open, and when it bursts open, the seeds go flying out of it. Another kind of plant that I have been fighting with is called a cocklebur. If you've ever been outside in the woods, you might have had something that hooks onto your clothes, and cockleburs kind of look like this, but they've got little spikes all around them, and they grab onto deer and dogs and other animals, and then when that animal's like, hey, get off of me, they drop it in a new place. Sometimes birds or other animals eat berries or fruits, and then when they go to the bathroom, they spread the seed because the seeds come out. Another way seeds travel is if this is water and this is land, and you've got a coconut tree, and let's say this is land over here, and the coconut falls down and it floats to the water, and then it comes up on land here, and then it'll grow a coconut tree maybe. A coconut is a seed. Did you know that? Yep, a coconut is a seed. I've actually seen coconuts at stores that are planted about halfway up, and they crack open and they grow a palm tree out of them. Now, I've never tried it at home, but it might be interesting to do. But that's another way that seeds get somewhere. They float in the water. There's so many ways that seeds travel. I included a video below that'll tell you a little more about these different ways that seeds travel, and I added some worksheets. These are optional, but I do think that it's kind of fun to see if you can find different seeds and pay attention to how they might be traveling away from the mother plant. Bye.